with some picks for football. What's going on, everybody? We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Pain and Game Pick'em Season 5. Week 1 is here. I'm so excited. Football's back, baby. Yep. So with that being said, we are live. Week 1 is getting started. We are here, and everyone introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? YouTube, what's good? Apis9 here, back in with another video, and it's time for Pain and Gang Pick'ems season number 5.
Season 5.
Wow.
Fifth season.
It's pretty awesome that we're 5 seasons so far. And yeah, I'm ready for some football. Let's do this, bad boy.
Yeah. And you got the long blow?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It has been 100 years of football.
That's right.
100
NFL, 100 years.
100. Now, hopefully, we can all celebrate that season by not having Tom Brady win another Super Bowl.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. Oh, I'm Nuke Nukem Movie Reviews. I review movies both good and bad. I'll probably elaborate on my channel once we probably hit the outro. But for once, I'm reviewing movies on YouTube. I'm that guy that's pretty much your basic schmo on the internet. Not the schmoes, no, but because I'm actually more intelligent than them. No. But yeah, I'm just your average guy. But I'm also a diehard Ravens fan. So that's why you probably joined this podcast. So let's get this started.
Let's get this started, everybody. This is going to be a very big deal. Yeah. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And unfortunately, guys, Tubby Mora, unfortunately, he is not feeling good. So he will not be part of it. I don't know if he will join us this year, though.
If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That's okay. We're still going to have fun regardless.
You got us here. So we're going to give you guys some great picks. Let's go ahead and get started with the first game of the year tomorrow night, the opener. It is the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, the first, one of the biggest, longest rivalries in the NFL. Chicago is favored by 3 points and is in Soldier Field. Who you guys got and why?
Now, this is a game I'm probably not going to see because I'm probably going to be at work. And it's probably going to not be as exciting to see, like, the beginning of the 100th anniversary of football. But for my money, this is probably going to be the winner's just going to go by the crowd field advantage. And I think the Chicago Bears have much going for them since back in the day, in the 99th anniversary of football, they almost won by having Aaron Rodgers injure his leg or something.
Yeah, he injured his calf.
Yeah, his calf, and magically come back against the Chicago
Just
Bears like it was nothing. It's like, whoa, how did he do that? But for me, I think the Chicago Bears are going to exact their revenge on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, maybe he'll try to find some footing against Khalil Mack and the other guys, but for me, pretty much, I'm going to go with my gut instinct and go along with the crowd. And the crowd is going for the Bears. So for me, that's my first pick, Chicago.
Very nice. Alex?
Okay. Well, this is a tough way to open the season for the Packers. The Bears are nasty on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll come down to the two quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers or Mitch Trubisky. But being that it's at home, I got the Bears. Final score 20-17.
We're all in unison here. I also got the Bears. Bears, defensively are very strong, but I think this will be a higher scoring game than people anticipate. I had the Chicago Bears winning 30-27.
By 8 points.
Because I think the Packers offense will do something this year. So
they could.
Next game we have
next game on the list.
Yes, next game on the list. So we got that retired. Next game on the list we have the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland, it is at Cleveland. Cleveland is a 5.5 point favorite. Who do you guys got and why?
And deservingly so. The Cleveland Browns, the fact that they are a 5-point favorite against the Tennessee Titans should speak volumes. Because I
Shocking.
mean, when you see like how bad the Cleveland Browns were in like the last 3 seasons, it was like
in the last 5.
Yeah, in the last 5 seasons, they didn't even have like any like good winning records back in the day because they were like below probably 300.
Actually, Lucas, I think I sent you this. In the past 10 years, the Cleveland Browns record is 43 wins, 115 losses, and 1 tie.
Yeah,
One tie
One
against
tie
the
Against the
Steelers,
Steelers last year.
which they should have won. I don't care what anyone says. They should have won
Agreed.
that game.
Well, trust
Yeah.
me, the Steelers were trying to give away that game. I will admit that.
But then again, it was Zane Gonzalez. But
Yeah, it wasn't Greg Joseph.
yeah. But
It wasn't
yeah,
you.
But anyway, I would have to say for me personally, the hype is real, and I'm not a bandwagoner like I would be usually with some teams. With some teams, it's an exception because it has like a player on it that I really like. But for me, the Browns are stacked. I mean, look what you got. Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback of the entire year last year. You got Odell Beckham Jr., Juarez Landry. You got Denzel Ward, who's a beast on the cornerback position. You have Nick Chubb. You have other fantastic tight ends.
Myles Garrett.
A good offensive line, and I think they would surprise me. And this is practically one of the reasons why I have them at number 1 of the AFC. And I think they're going to start off with a big win against the Tennessee Titans.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Oh.
I actually have a little bit of an interesting couple questions here. For me, I have a couple questions about the Cleveland Browns. How will Freddie Kitchens do in his first year? That's going to be a very big. He's never been a head coach before. Never been a head coach. He's been a coordinator for many years.
True.
But this is his first NFL coaching experience. And I'm going to ask you guys this: when was the last time the Browns had a winning record, like a season above 8 wins? When was the last time?
2007.
That's right. They were 10-6 and missed the playoffs barely.
They should have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Freaking
Yeah,
Romeo
that was-
Crennel.
It was a close year, that's for sure. But the Cleveland Browns are definitely going to have a really good year. I think the Tennessee Titans are unfortunately on the down slope. The Browns are on the upslope. I got the Cleveland Browns winning 24-17.
Okay. Well, the Browns enter this season as the trendy team with plenty of talent, like Luke Nukem said. But they have to learn how to win.
Yeah.
Starting with this opponent. Starting with the opener. The Titans will bring a tough physical team into this game, and I think this game will play out that way. I think the Tennessee Titans hang around, but in the end, I think the Browns get the win. Give me the Browns 31-21.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. You know what? Let's go to this game next. Baltimore Ravens and Miami Dolphins in Miami. This game is Baltimore 6.5-point favorites. Who do you guys got and why?
Alex,
Uh-huh.
you know how this is going to end.
Yeah, kryptonite. You guys are our kryptonite. You've been the kryptonite for the past 10 years. We already know what's going to happen.
Which
That's
is
what
why,
I'm.
yeah,
Go ahead.
which is why, in all fairness, I'm voting for the Dolphins in this game. No, I'm kidding. But no. The thing for me is that I'm voting based on how it looks. They may be taken for Trevor. I don't know. But
No,
the Dolphins.
That's next year.
Yeah, that's next year. But I think the Dolphins don't have a whole lot going for them. I mean, ever since they released Ryan Tannehill and got rid of Jarvis Landry, they haven't found a solid path to perfection since Don Shula was there. And they haven't reached the playoffs since 2008, I believe.
It was actually 2016.
Okay, 2016. Okay. All right. Against the Steelers, which
if we had Tannehill, we would have won it.
well,
Keep saying that.
Yeah. But Tannehill's not there anymore.
No, he's not.
He'll probably replace Mariota if his hand gets injured again. But for me, the Ravens, seeing how they're my favorite team and all, of course I gotta vote for him. I gotta support them and stuff. I love the defense. I wish they can probably improve and not blow big plays like they normally do, which causes every single time that they almost reach the playoffs that they always screw up at the last minute. But no, it's all Flacco's fault. We got to blame Flacco.
Oh yeah, it's all Flacco's fault.
It's Flacco's fault. We didn't reach the playoffs against the Steelers and the Bengals. I'm telling you, it's every single narrative with these guys. Sorry to sound like a conspiratorialist, or a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but that's just how it is. But for me, I think the one question mark is Michael Vick Jr. I would like to call him. Lamar Jackson. The one thing I have a problem with is that I want him to pass. Sometimes I like him when he's more. Sometimes it is pretty exciting to watch when he gets out of like sack situations, and you're kind of like, whoa, how did he do that? But whenever he throws the football, it's almost a pick six, and it's like, oh well, okay. But I just want Lamar Jackson to do two things. One, I want you to balance the position of being a pocket, be more of a balanced quarterback.
Yeah.
Kind of like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson did fantastic in his preseason year, and he took the job. The thing is with Lamar Jackson is that he didn't do necessarily decent in the preseason, not this year, but as of last year, he's still trying to find his footing a little bit. But when the only times he has scored more touchdowns is within the rushing department, because the thing is like every single time I see Lamar Jackson like run or like do a scramble, I'm like, yeah, we've seen it all before. Just throw the ball. That's all I care about. Just make 20 at least. Just don't throw like 10 and just declare yourself a great football player. But the second one is ball security. He had some of the worst ball security of that year. Because sometimes whenever you see him like do handoffs or like do pocket, handoffs, it's like sometimes there would be a fumble and that would cost you the game, or sometimes he would try to scramble out of the pocket, or some of the linemen would break away another defender and you would get like more fumbles on the play. He had more. I looked this up. I think so. He has more fumbles than touchdowns, and that's a certified fact if I'm correct. But for me personally, Lamar Jackson's the big question mark for me on this one. Ever since last year where he was 6-1, even though the defense was the key factor of everything, and be honest, it was. But for me, yeah, it's obvious. Ravens win. Sorry for that tirade.
It's okay. Lucas, go right ahead. I think I know what you're going to say.
I'm actually going to go with something a little bit different.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to explain myself. It's only going to – the reason why they're going to win is it's going to come down to one person and one person only. Ryan Fitzpatrick. This is the Fitzpatrick cycle. Every single year this happens. Fitzpatrick, when he gets the starting job, he always starts off great early. Then the cycle goes to where he starts to go mediocre. Then he's benched. Then he's released, signed another team, and it continues on and on and on and on and on.
I think the Ravens will break
very close. I think Fitzpatrick is going to come out of nowhere and just completely just look good. And he's going to do what it takes to get the team a late victory with a game-winning field goal. I got the Miami Dolphins upsetting the Baltimore Ravens 19-17.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, I think the Ravens, along with Wink Martindale, are going to have an idea of what they're going to be getting themselves into. So I think they can handle Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I think they can too, but this is definitely going to be a close game, though. I just think the Fitzpatrick cycle, that's ongoing.
All right, let's just get mine out of the way.
You're next.
The Ravens are clearly the better team. Clearly.
Obviously.
However, opening on the road in the Florida Heat will not be easy. Lamar Jackson has to show that he has improved as a passer. I will agree with you on that, Luke Newcomb.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to see Ryan Fitzpatrick as our quarterback, which means Baltimore's defense is going to be all over us. I got the Ravens winning big. I say Ravens win 28-9.
Oh, you have no faith, Mr.
20. I'll say 24-9.
Fair enough. Let's go to the next game, shall we? This game is actually our first competitive game here. The Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 3.5 point favorites in Minnesota. Who do you guys got and why?
Okay. I think this one, for me, it comes down to the two quarterbacks, Matt Ryan against Kirk Cousins. I think Matt Ryan has a big edge in this game. The Falcons will be better on defense, and that will show up here. I think the Falcons win in a tough road game to start the season off. Final score, Falcons 28, Vikings 18.
Save you last for this one, Newcomb. I'm actually going to go second this time. For me, here's the thing. I think that the Falcons have extremely improved this offseason.
Yes.
What was their biggest offseason concern? Their offensive line. And guess what they did? They drafted their top two picks, offensive linemen. This team has gotten so much better on the offensive line. It's going to help, especially because Matt Ryan was one of the most sacked quarterbacks last year, and the Vikings have a very formidable defense. This is going to be an offensive shooter, I feel like, and I think the Falcons just have enough to get past the Minnesota Vikings here. I have the Atlanta Falcons winning this game. Final score 30. Actually, is that right? Yeah, 30-20. Falcons.
Now, once again, they are playing in a very rough Minnesota environment. For me personally, Matt Ryan, he's going to be Matty Ice as they call it in this game. However, when it comes to like the Minnesota Vikings, they usually have a tendency to start off big and then falter down into a decent but a mediocre ranking.
I completely agree with that.
Kirk Cousins, he's a decent quarterback, and Matt Ryan, he was an MVP not long ago, but he was an MVP in the previous Super Bowl, or like two Super Bowls like 3 years ago.
He was the NFL MVP.
Yeah,
so.
But for me personally, this is going to be a very competitive one. But I think the Vikings have a sharper defense than the Falcons do, and I think Kirk Cousins, or Kirk family member, as Chisel Adonis calls him, I think the Vikings have enough to probably do more damage to the Falcons. So I'm probably going to pick the Vikings. I'm going to agree with the spread.
All right. Pretty good stuff, because we have a split on that one. Next up, it's Gary's team's time. The Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Jets are 3-point favorites. They are at New York. Who do you guys got and why?
Both of those teams have made some good decisions in terms of drafting. I mean, the Jets have C.J. Mosley, and they got Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
The Bills also drafted. They got Frank Gore.
They did get Frank Gore, but they also got FAU's the motor.
That's right, Devin Singletary.
Yeah. But for me personally, I think it's going to be a battle between like the two rookies. You have Sam Darnold and you have Josh Allen, and I think they're going to be just okay. Both of them are going to do just fine. Nothing too spectacular, but in terms of who's really going to win this one, I say the Jets pull off a win. I mean, this is you could probably, flip a coin to see who's actually going to win this game, but for my money, we haven't reached like one of the flip coin games yet, but I think for me personally, the New York Jets may have an advantage over the Buffalo Bills just a slightly bit, but like once again, it's just a coin toss either way for me personally. So I'm going to go with the Jets.
Agreed. Well, I think this game, this is a game matching two teams that are moving in the right direction in the AFC East. One team is not. You know which one it is. Can one of these teams get into the postseason this year?
Probably.
Possibly. It's possible. Both will make it tough for the opposition all season. But in this game, I'm going to go with the Bills.
Ooh, okay.
Because I think they have improved tremendously on the offensive side. They needed a wide receiver. They got one. They got Cole Beasley from the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to upgrade their running game. They got Devin Singletary from FAU. They upgraded their offensive line with Cody Ford in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense has been pretty stellar the last few years. So I'm going to go with the Bills to get the win against the New York Jets at New York. So give me the Bills 24-16.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm switching. This is the only time I'll do it. Yeah, I'll go with the Buffalo Bills.
Fair enough. I'll let you switch.
Because him just saying that right out, I think their defense is more stacked than New York. They're going to give Sam Darnold a very difficult time to handle. So yeah, I'm probably going to go with the Bills.
He's probably going to get sacked at least 5 times.
4.
I'll go 4. Yeah.
I'm actually going to go on the opposite of you guys. I'm picking the Jets. I think that this game will be very close. It is a coin flip kind of game, but this literally, either team could seriously win this game. Like, this is literally a coin flip. But I just think the Jets at home just have a little bit more of an advantage. And I think the Jets usually do better against the Bills competitively in the division, from what I remember. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I got the Jets barely squeaking out of this game. I say final score 31-27.
Yeah, we should have saved our coin flip for this game.
I know, but I'd probably save it for a little later. Honestly, I think I have it for a little later. But
I think you know which one I'm going to pick it with.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is I'm actually going to bring this back for this episode, but I'm going to have 3 teams guaranteed to lose this year. I'm going to do it for every week. I will have 3 teams guaranteed to lose. This game will have one of them, and I think you know which one this is. The Washington Redskins at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
And this is Phillies at home, and guess what the spread is?
I believe.
10.
Hold on, let me check it. Hold on. Wait.
Points.
Is it really 10?
It's a Ty Dillinger.
10 points.
It's a Ty Dillinger.
Spread.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go first, get mine out of the way. The Redskins are going to be absolutely terrible this year. I'm sorry, my buddy Justin's a Redskins fan. I'm sorry. They're going to be so bad this year. This team is in a lot of trouble. When your top offensive tackle is having very big issues with your team, he doesn't want to play for this team anymore. You have Case Keenum, who it's not going to be very good. And then also, you should have started Dwayne Haskins. I think they should have started Dwayne Haskins, but I know he's probably going to play there in the year, which is going to happen. But the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFC, and they're going to have a rude awakening for the New York Jets. Sorry, dang it, I was reading Gary's comment. But I meant for the Washington Redskins. They're going to get completely destroyed by the Eagles. Give me the Eagles to win 37-17. Blowout.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said at this point. I mean, the Eagles will look absolutely great, especially since they got Carson Wentz back, back and more healthy than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles was all right for the most part. I mean, he's being drafted. I mean, he didn't get drafted. He got signed to the Jaguars, which I think will do okay, but not against the other team, which we're going to talk about. And for me, the Eagles, they will be practically the best team in the NFL. So I'm going to have to completely agree with Eat That Pussy 445, and I would have to say
445
that the Philadelphia Eagles will get their first win of the year. Not the year, the week.
Well, first win of the year, yeah.
First win of the year, that's right.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're good.
All right. The Eagles are the class of the NFC East. They are the best of the best, cream of the crop of the NFC East. However, the Redskins head into the season with a lot of questions. And I think Carson Wentz is going to get off to a fast start as the Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. 31-17.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 28-13 or something.
I guess
It's going to be a massacre.
Now next game is actually be pretty competitive. It's my homies team, the LA Rams versus the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
This game is in Carolina, but the Rams are 2.5-point favorites. Who do you guys got? Actually, I'm going to go first this one actually as well.
Okay.
This game is
and why?
Yes, who do I got and why? I got the Rams, but this is going to be a very close game, I think, because Carolina Panthers at home week 1 usually have some surprises for everybody. But the biggest question going into this game is Carolina quarterbacks Cam Newton's shoulder. How is he going to fare going into this? And also, he did get hurt in the third preseason game. Is he going to be 100%? I say no. I say they're going to have to rely a lot on Christian McCaffrey this game. And this is
DJ Moore.
This game.
And DJ Moore.
That's right, and DJ Moore. So this is going to be a pretty close game, but I think the Rams, because it is tough for a West Coast team to always go to an East Coast team for a 1 o'clock time slot. It is so very hard to do, especially for all these teams. But yeah, I got the Rams winning. I'm going to say, what was my score here? 34-27 Rams.
Okay.
Last time I checked, usually sometimes the Carolina Panthers usually never lose at home. Like they have a pretty impressive crowd environment, and it's practically one of those times where usually on opening day they would or like week 1 or week 2 they would never usually lose their start home game. But for me, I think the crowd is basically going to help the Carolina Panthers out. I think the Rams are going to probably slump a little bit since that Super Bowl disaster. But for me, Cam Newton will have to basically get used to his shoulder a little bit. I think he's going to be fine. He's just not going to do as well as he once did before. Sure, he's going to run the ball, of course, but sometimes the shoulder is going to get rusty a little bit. For me, I got Panthers.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Because of that home field advantage, and the Rams are probably going to suffer a little bit from that fatigue, from that Super Bowl fatigue, because they haven't been good in that game. Nor was everybody in that game, but. For me, since because of the fact that the Carolina Panthers always start strong, but then falter on away games and always do surprisingly well in home games, I got the Panthers.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a long trip to open the season for the Rams. Like Lucas said, they're playing on they're a West Coast team playing on an East Coast 1 o'clock game. That's going to be tough for them. But they are facing an improved Carolina team. And that will matter here. I think Cam Newton will find a way to pull this one out for the Panthers. I got the Panthers winning 20-17.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Now we have another competitive game here. The Kansas City Chiefs, the team that they were cheated out of this. I'm going to say it, that there should not have been called that pass interference call. That was, the roughing the pass call was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, but he was offsides for a mile. He was offsides. D Ford was offsides for like a mile.
No, but roughing the passer, though, when he barely touched him. That roughing the passer is beyond terrible. You're paid professionals. You got to make a better call on that. But anyway, it's Kansas City Chiefs, Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, I'll talk more about that later. But Kansas City Chiefs, Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Chiefs are a 3-point favorite. Who do you guys got and why?
Well, the battle between the Chiefs offense and the Chiefs defense is going to be one of these. Jaguars. Let's try that again. All right. Let's try that again. It's going to be the Chiefs offense versus the Jaguars defense. Ooh, that's going to be fun to watch. That one's going to be.
Yeah, we saw that last time. Guess how that happened?
Yeah.
30-9.
I think that'll change here. Can the Jaguars slow down Patrick Mahomes and company? They won't stop them, but I think they will slow them down a little bit. The Jaguars' offense is unknown because they have Nick Foles. They got all these new pieces. as is the Chiefs defense because they have a lot of new pieces as well. But in the end, they got Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to roll with the Chiefs, 27-20.
I'm basically gonna have to roll again, probably with the Chiefs because they probably stand out from the crowd, just as like that one team which is kind of like a you must beat. This is like one of those must beat teams that are pretty much a force to be reckoned with. The Jaguars, they got lucky against the Patriots at their home field advantage because Tom Brady hasn't been playing at his absolute best.
Yep.
In recent memory. But then again, I mean, the dude is like 40. But but for me personally, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, they're gonna have to know what they're getting into when they're going up against a Chiefs offense that almost went to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Almost, if it wasn't for a penalty. Or just blocking Tom Brady getting into the end zone.
That was such crap. He didn't even touch him.
The one thing that really questions me is the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs' defense is awful. Awful. Not like oh they're just fine, but they're not the best. Awful. They are putrid, terrible. They're one of the big reasons why they didn't even go to the Super Bowl is because they didn't commit to the biggest plays, and they just left Gronkowski wide the fuck open. How do you do that? You have no idea. But personally, for me, the Jaguars, the only thing they're going to have to do is adjust to the type of abilities that the Chiefs are going to do. But in the end, the Chiefs are going to win regardless, and they'll probably have a winning record in the bag. So for me, Chiefs win over the Jags, regardless if they have Nick Foles.
Big Dick Nick?
Big Dick Nick, that's right. This will be a very close game. I think that this will definitely be a tough challenge because the Kansas City, they're going to have to go to the hot Jacksonville Sun, especially since the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off of definitely an interesting offseason. This is going to be a big test for them coming up in week 1. I think this game will be a lot closer than people think it is, but I can definitely see the Kansas City Chiefs barely getting the win out of this one. I see them getting the win here 24-21.
But like I said, I'd be surprised if they won. I'd be surprised if the Jaguars won.
Yeah.
I would be honestly surprised too. Next game, oh no, this game. I think this features another one of my teams guaranteed to lose. It's the Indianapolis Colts versus the Los Angeles Chargers. In Los Angeles, Chargers are 6.5-point favorites. Who you guys got?
This used to almost be like an even spread.
Yeah.
And then the moment Andrew Luck retired, no chance. The thing is, I know there's promise in Jacoby Brissett. I think he's a fine quarterback. He's going to have like that little bit sophomore slump in the beginning because I mean he's played like half a season before.
He played on the Patriots for 2 games and he played on the Colts.
Yes, because he has promise. I'm not saying he has full expertise, but he has promise to work with. The Chargers, unlike the Colts, are going to start off strong, and practically for me, since Phillip Rivers. Still trying to get that one Super Bowl ring that he hasn't gotten in his entire career. He's going to have to adjust with the offense, build it much more better, and hopefully, what's with the controversy regarding Melvin Gordon?
Is he?
I think his contract. He's holding out. He wants a new one. Pretty much exactly the same it did.
But
that's it.
But personally, for me, I think the Chargers had the upper advantage, not only because of home field advantage, but because of the amount of offensive talent they got, unlike the Colts, which is unfortunate. So I'm going Chargers. Go Chargers, go!
Same here. Go Chargers,
go! Chargers, go!
Go!
Even though Jacoby Brissett is a local 5'6" guy, he went to Dwyer. So
Dwyer.
Dwyer High School. He went. That's right. Same with Nick O'Leary. But yeah, I will be rooting for him later on. Jacoby Brissett, I'm hoping he does something, but fortunately, this is going to be a rough start for him. I have the Chargers winning. My final score is 38-21, and that is my second team guaranteed to lose the Colts. The third one is the next matchup, but I think this is going to be the biggest blowout of the entire week. Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't.
Don't think so. Well, let's give.
Lucas,
Oh my bad, Alex. I'm sorry. I thought you said
for the Colts.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
As I was saying, Jacoby Brissett takes over back for the Colts. They'll throw a ton of stuff at him. On the other side, I'll look for Phil Rivers to hit some big plays against the Colts secondary. Be his line holding up, which I think it does. I got the Chargers winning this game 27-20.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said go Chargers go. I'm sorry. I didn't get
But I
prediction.
didn't say my explanations. That's for why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I should have gotten your explanation, so that's my bad.
Yeah, man.
So now we're all good. We can move on to the next game, which is the
Next
biggest
game on
game
the
of
list
the
we
week.
have.
Yes.
Cincinnati Bengals and Seattle Seahawks. I'm just going to go first and flat out say this. The Cincinnati Bengals are the worst team in the AFC. The Dolphins are a much better team than the Bengals. Why? The Dolphins at least have some sort of talent. The Bengals have zero. Andy Dalton is going to be so bad this year. AJ Green is going to be terrible.
He's out. AJ Green is out, right? He's suffering like 6 to 8 weeks of injuries, I guess. I think.
Yeah, he's got like something
no, it
wrong
looks
with
like
his
he's still. It
Achilles.
looks like he's playing.
Wow.
AJ Green was out, but now he's back.
Let me fact check.
Oh,
For
wow.
the facts, guys.
Oh yeah, the facts. I think he might. I think he might be right now.
Jesus. The facts guy.
I'm a Frank guy.
All right, I'll speak first. If that's okay, Lucas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, the Bengals have their first-year coach, a first-year coach in Zach Taylor, our former quarterback's coach. Offense, but their season will be decided from their defensive improvements. Last season, and I'm going to have one team of the week, and this is it.
And who might that
I have the since the Seahawks beating the Bengals 27-13.
You're all right, Luke. The Seahawks. I mean, AJ Green is out. He's still in a walking boot. I didn't know he got injured. I thought it was going to be something minor.
I'm looking at it on the injury report, and it says AJ Green out. And I'm just looking at it. Based on what I've seen on YouTube videos and sports stuff. I'm just like, well, that's gonna suck for him. I think they'll be. I mean, Bengals will be fine, but they got nothing against the Seahawks. Plus, it's playing in one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, which is also going to be a big deal. For me personally, the Seahawks do have a lot of promising things going for them, but they're gonna have their ups and they're also gonna have their downs along the way. The Bengals are going to be filled with nothing but downs, unless they can find someone who can be probably good. Okay, Alex. But for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, the Seahawks pretty much have more weapons than the Bengals. So yeah, Seahawks take it. Enough said.
Seahawks 41-17. This Bengals team is the worst team in the AFC. Enough said. This team, it's even more worse that AJ Green's out.
What else do you have to say at this point?
Exactly. Next up is Fox's Game of the Week.
As it usually is.
Cowboys Love Fest. Cowboys and the Giants opening up in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys are 7-point favorites. Who do you guys got and why?
Well, for the most part, we're going to have to deal with another game of Dick Prescott and a Jack Elliott again.
Yep, unfortunately. Oh, Mr. Zoo just dropped out. It might be his internet. He'll come
Yeah,
back.
it could be his internet, but he'll return, ladies and gentlemen. He will return. But and we're going to save a spot for right here. So New York, they did get Daniel Jones, and he was surprising on the preseason. I would have to admit it. He was a bit surprising in the preseason. But as far as I'm concerned, since this is playing in Cowboy Stadium, hey Alex,
Hi,
Hi, Alex.
I'm
hello.
back.
Hey. We're talking about the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowgirls.
The Cowgirls.
So basically how it's gonna be like in Dallas against New York. New York is kind of I mean, the only things they have going for them is Saquon Barkley. Other than that, Dallas is pretty good on offense. Dak Prescott's fine. Amari Cooper's great. Ezekiel Elliott would just basically do what he has been doing for the past couple of seasons. So I'm gonna have to go with the boys, and I would have to say Cowboys for this game.
Well, look who just came to our stream. Hi, Gary.
The motherfucking Seahawks!
Boy.
Yep,
Yes. Yes.
that was lovely.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Okay.
That was.
Why?
Oh,
And Gary, if you're
I
hearing
got a
this, we were
question.
just
For you.
yes.
Every year, we have to hear this game first. It's every year. This game is week 1, and there's always Troy Aikman and fucking Joe Buck.
Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Always week 1, the Giants and the freaking Cowboys.
America's game of the week.
America's game in my ass.
Exactly.
Cowboys just re-signed Ezekiel.
Yes, they did re-sign.
Doesn't
Yeah. To a 6-year
Matt,
extension. If you're probably wondering, he has internet problems, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
matter
this is
here.
America's
The
game.
Giants. Yes, it's America's congratulations team. The Cowboys have 21-14 Cowboys.
I think this game will be closer than people think. I think that this is going to be a pretty close game. I think this will be a lot of running in this game. Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon Barkley both meeting up. This is going to be a run-heavy game. I have the Cowboys, though, winning out barely. Final score, 23-21.
Uh-huh.
Next game on the list, we have the
Next game on lost.
one of the last Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals, aka the game no one's going to watch.
That's not true because I have NFL Red Zone.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Other than Red Zone, who else is going to watch this game other than if it's local?
Not a whole lot of people.
Yeah, you'd be surprised actually.
Other
So,
than
yeah,
Detroit
Cardinals. Detroit is a 2.5-point favorite. This game is in Arizona.
But they want to see Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
This is debut. That is right.
He should have gone to baseball
Yeah, should have been
Yeah.
athletic.
because he was not impressive in this preseason by any standard at
No.
all. At
Terrible.
all.
God, no, he was not.
And
Cliff Kingsbury.
I feel bad for one player who decided to go to the Cardinals, and that's Terrell Suggs,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of a shame because the Jets also have C.J. Mosley, who's on the Ravens, and the Rams got Eric Weddle, who
Yeah.
is from the Ravens, and now the Arizona Cardinals got Terrell Suggs, which is disappointing because I have no clue if this guy can do good enough for your team or something. But I mean, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. the question is, how are you going to score points against someone like the Detroit Lions? I don't know. Matthew Stafford's fine. The Lions are a fine team, but they're not going to do as good as how they once were. I don't think they'll be playoff contention, and neither will the Cardinals. So for me, despite having it being in Arizona, and apparently the Arizona Cardinals have a 55% chance of beating the Detroit Lions, I'm still sticking with my gut and going with the Cowardly Lions.
Wow. Roar.
You know what? Before
Yeah.
you go, this is my coin flip game of the week.
Oh,
I have
jeez.
one right here.
Yeah.
Indian head for heads. This is Cardinals, and the lacrosse six is tails for the Lions.
Yeah.
It is heads. I got Arizona Cardinals 20-19.
All right.
Okay.
What do you got?
And this will be the first regular season game for the first overall pick in the draft. That was Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Luke said, he absolutely sucked in the preseason.
Yeah.
He was terrible.
Terrible.
The Lions have on the series going 12-5 in their last 17.
For visiting teams,
No, and
opening
like
game.
as against Arizona. I'm saying.
Okay.
Against Arizona, I'm saying.
A little bit of a history trivia.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that changes with Mr. Kyler Murray. I also have the Arizona Cardinals winning this game. Final score: Cardinals 23, Lions 17.
The Cardinals, baby.
Cardinals, baby.
Cardinals playbook.
Now this next game is actually interesting. It's the first of two evenly matched teams, according to the sports books. The first game is San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Tampa, and it is an even spread. I will go first on this one.
Is this at 4 o'clock?
It's
This is the
a
4 o'clock
it's,
game. Yes,
yeah.
it is.
3:25 at my end because I live in
True.
Texas.
I'm going to go ahead
I'll
and
be
go
there in a
first.
couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
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 So how about that?
Yeah.
But this game is getting pretty close. But the thing is, even though the 49ers are a West Coast team, playing in a 4 o'clock environment actually helps them out a little bit because it'll match the 125 that they're regularly in that they play in. So this game is going to be pretty close. Jimmy Garoppolo has to prove himself this year. He did not have a good preseason like Kyler Murray. Had a terrible preseason.
Dude,
Well,
did you see his
He
debut?
didn't even throw
He
a
didn't even-
touchdown.
He didn't even have a yard against the
He was
Denver
1
Broncos.
for 8, -2 yards.
He didn't even have a touchdown. And they
Oh,
gave
yeah.
him $120 some odd million.
Yeah.
After that injury.
Are you kidding me?
Bum, 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 bum,
Who's the
bum.
next Tom Brady?
I will say
Said
this, though,
ESPN.
Buccaneers,
Yeah, okay.
I think Bruce Arians is definitely an upgraded coach, but this is Jameis Winston's proving point. This is his last year to prove
I don't
himself.
think it
Because
matters.
if he doesn't make it this year, he's done
In Tampa.
in Tampa.
In Tampa.
But
And
yeah,
he'll be a backup for the rest of his life.
yeah, exactly.
Bring him
Because
on
here's
us.
the thing. We do know Jameis Winston for one thing, his famous turnovers.
No,
Well,
we
yeah.
remember him for one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one.
Yeah.
That's a W. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, that was stupid. And guess what happened that game? They lost big time. But
Yeah.
anyways, I think this game will definitely be interesting because I think the 49ers will have a long drip, but they will play at 425, which helps them a little bit. But still, I think this is going to be a very close game. And I got the 49ers
Oh,
actually
wow.
barely sneaking past the Buccaneers. The game-winning field goal to Robbie Gold, who
Oh, wow.
for the Bears. So, yeah, final score 34-31, 49ers.
Poor Bears.
I would have to agree. I would have to go with the 49ers on this one. Yes, Jameis Winston, it is a prove it or move. It is a prove in like, move it or lose it kind of moment. He has to improve it, or he's either gonna, suffer in football mediocrity like he has been for the past couple of years. And I think that's going to happen. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get over that preseason issues that he was having, and he'll probably work wonders with like wide receivers like Dante Pettis and Georgie Kittle, I think. The tight end for the 49ers.
George Kittle. Yep.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So I think those are probably one of their primary weapons that Jimmy G is going to do fine in. But I'm going to have to go with the quote next Tom Brady and go with the 49ers.
Fuck out of here.
Those were
All right.
ESPN's words, not mine.
Okay. My turn. Now, this is a long trip to open for the 49ers. The key thing to watch here will be the 49ers quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, against the Tampa Bay defense that could struggle. I think we see a shootout with Jameis Winston having a little bit more of an edge against a 49ers defense that's pretty meh. So give me the Bucs to win 23-20.
You know what is next, right, guys?
Yep.
The Sunday Night Football matchup, NBC. Check your local listings. My Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England.
I hate both of these teams.
5.5 point favorite. New England is favored by 5.5.
I hate them both.
You guys go first. Who do you guys got in
It's
one?
a tie.
It's a tie.
Tie, God damn it.
35-35. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, hell no.
But for me, this is going to end this is going to end like every single outing between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. Every single time that they go to New England or Foxborough, they always lose against the Patriots. Plain and simple. They tried to do it in the playoffs, never found success. They tried so many times, but they're gonna continue that trend regardless. I know they got rid of Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, but I'm sorry. If you can think that you're gonna go against Tom Brady in Foxborough and beat him week 1, I highly doubt it. Especially if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for me, yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers are going to lose this game. Go New England Rebels, Patriots.
Mr. Duke, go first.
Go ahead, Tom Hanks.
All right. The Steelers have a new look team with both Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell gone, and their mess with them gone.
Thank God.
The team will be good, but opening at New England has always been a problem for them. History has always been on Tom Brady's side. As a matter of fact, Tom Brady is 11-3 with 31 touchdown passes and 5 picks in his career against Pittsburgh.
That's how bad they are, gentlemen.
However,
they're going to win, are
make
they?
that 11-4. My upset pick of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Woo! Okay.
23-20.
You're breaking my heart.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're breaking my
I
heart.
had to do it. I hate both of these teams. I had to pick one.
Here's my full explanation.
Here we go.
I went with the necessary evil.
Remember the last time the Patriots won the Super Bowl and hosted an opener? Guess who they played?
Pittsburgh.
No, the Kansas City Chiefs. When they beat the Falcons, they played the Chiefs that year. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mahomes.
No, it actually was Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, that's right.
Alex Smith and Kareem Hunt, who were
Kareem Hunt was a beast that year.
They had no chance to beat the Patriots in Foxborough. And what they do, they completely curb stomp the Patriots in Foxborough in week 1. And I remember that night because I went to go see the first It movie. And when I got done, I saw the score. I was like, holy shit, that just happened?
But again,
I went to go see the first chapter of It instead of seeing the Patriots game because I was upset about Super Bowl. But anyways, getting back to what I'm saying, remember last year when Pittsburgh beat New England pretty convincingly because the only reason why the Patriots were even close in that game was because of that one long touchdown pass to Chris Hogan. But he's gone.
Oh, yeah, he's in – where is he at now?
Chris Hogan is in Buffalo.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's in Carolina, I think.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no. I thought he was either in Buffalo or Carolina. Let me see.
He was in Buffalo before he was in New England.
Chris Hogan is –
We'll check the facts. We'll check the facts.
I'm the facts guy. He
Yes, you
is
are.
in – Jesus. What the hell? Motivational speaker.
Oh, it is Chris Hogan. Panthers. You are right,
Thank you
Alex.
very much.
He is on the Panthers. But Gronk being one of the biggest tight end, I will say this, Gronkowski was one of the best tight ends in his prime. He just got injured way too much, but he's unfortunately gone. The only threat they have
Really, unfortunately.
on offense now is Josh Gordon, who still has come off a long year. He wasn't even playing last year.
He needs to stay off the weed.
Uh,
Duh.
But yeah, this is going to be his first game experience in almost 2.5 years. It was almost
He
2.
played
He's only
last
played
year?
one other game. That was the 2017 Browns-Steelers game. That was the last time he played in an NFL game. And how did he do? He was pretty bad. But yeah,
Very bad.
But yeah, overall, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers just have a really good offense. They proved really well how good their offense was in the preseason. Juju Smith-Schuster, James Washington, Dante Moncrief, and Deontay Johnson, they're a great receiving core, all have great mojo. James Conner, the running back, who is a great story. Yeah, Devontae Moncrief is a pretty decent threat. He was good when Andrew Luck played with him.
Mm-hmm.
But James Conner is such a great story. He survived. He kicked leukemia's ass and is now playing the National Football League, drafted by the Steelers, even though we went to Pitt. Hail to Pitt. Mm-hmm. This is a great story, and I think that this time the Steelers' momentum is on their side. They won in Pittsburgh 17-10. Even without James Conner last year, Jalen Samuels stepped the hell up in that game. And so did James Washington.
Mm-hmm.
This time, however, I think the Steelers will have some great pieces here, and they will dominate the New England Patriots. I have the Steelers doing what the Chiefs did it 2 years ago, completely going in New England.
Yeah, but those are the Chiefs.
Many people do not think the Steelers have a chance. We're going to come in and kick their ass, New England's ass.
I doubt it.
Patriots do not have a shot, especially with Gronk. They don't have a good threat anymore. Josh Gordon doesn't count.
They have Benjamin Watson replacing him.
He's not a Gronk. He's not a great tight end. Like, he's not that. He's okay as a tight end. He's not a Gronkowski, though. Like, he's nothing close to it.
He was a part of the undefeated Patriots before. I think he can handle it.
Benjamin Watson?
Yeah. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was on the Saints the whole time.
No, he was a former.
On the Saints, he was on the Ravens, and then he was on the Patriots.
Yep.
And now he's back to being a Patriot.
Juju is. I'm sorry, C.A. Cooper. I gotta say this. Juju is not overrated. Juju is one of the best receivers.
He's actually underrated.
He is underrated because
a very good wide receiver.
Juju also has the record for scoring the most touchdowns before the age of 21.
Yeah. And he has more passing yardage than Antonio Brown.
And he's young.
He is young. He's only 23 years old now. Wait, no, he's 22 right now. He'll be 23 in the middle of the year. But yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to go off. The Patriots do not have a corner that can stop him, not even Stephon Gilmore. The Patriots defense, also another big reason why the Steelers are going to win, they can get a pass rush going. Because the Patriots, I feel bad, even though I hate the Patriots, I will respect the one player, David Andrews for the Patriots, the center. Hopefully he gets healthy because of blood clots. That shit is not good. Get better. As a Steelers fan, get better, Dave Andrews, because that's a scary fucking injury because he's going to be out for the year because of that. Once you pressure Tom Brady, he's not going to be able to do much. And that Steelers proved that last year. And guess who we got to replace Ryan Shazier? Devin Bush. And he has been a stud this preseason. An absolute freaking stud.
You didn't like the pick.
I didn't like the pick at first because I thought he was a bit undersized. But knowing his speed is insane. It's Ryan Shazier's speed, and that is something, and he impressed the preseason. I understand Tom Brady's a great quarterback, but here's the thing. He is regressing as a quarterback. You know what he had to do? Literally, all he had to do last year was just throw to Gronk and Edelman, and literally that's all he did in the Super Bowl. He didn't do that well against the Rams in the Super Bowl. He's regressing. Father Time is undefeated. It gets to everyone. It gets to Peyton Manning, Dan Fouts, Dan Marino. It gets to everyone.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is going to start feeling the effects of Father Time this year. Give me the Steelers 41-27 to win in Foxborough. Bam. I had to say it.
Oh, wait. Benjamin Watson is suspended.
Oh, that's even better.
Huh.
Well,
Oh, it's even better.
all right. Monday Night Football.
Into Monday Night Football territory. Monday Night Football territory. The first game is the Texans at the Saints. The New Orleans Saints are favored by 7 points, and this is in New Orleans. Who do you guys got and why?
I'll go first on this one, if that's okay.
Why not? Yeah. You absolutely can go first.
Reason why is because the Texans have a couple new pieces to their puzzle on the offensive side of the ball.
And who might that be?
They got our Miami's offensive tackle, Laramie Tunsil, and our number one wide receiver last year, Kenny Stills.
That's right.
And they're better on the offensive line as a result, which will help Mr. Deshaun Watson. But this is a tough way to open the season against a very good Saints team on the road. The Superdome will be rocking, and the Saints will be rolling. This will be a big night for Drew Brees. I got the Saints and the Who Dat Nation winning. Final score 31-15. Who Dat?
Oh, when the Saints go get a victory in New Orleans, which is gonna happen. I mean, Drew Brees is has gonna face some decent competition against the Texans, but in all fairness, Drew Brees is gonna have a very good year as usual. The thing about Drew Brees is that he should have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
If it wasn't because of that penalty that wasn't called on.
That was so bad. Trust me.
Everyone was pissed about. But for me, I'm gonna agree with Alex. The Saints are gonna do good. Drew Brees is still gonna prove why he's one of the best in the league and probably the best of all time. Saints are gonna win. Deshaun Watson's gonna do good, as well as DeAndre Hopkins. And but I think this is going to be a fair, evenly matched game, despite the spread. But I'm still going to go with my gut and say this: Drew Brees is Jesus, the Saints.
I forgot one thing.
What?
The Texans don't have Jadeveon Clowney anymore.
Yeah,
either.
No, they don't.
They don't have Lamar Miller anymore.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But
what do you say, Lucas?
I agree with you guys both here. The Saints, I think, will just open up on Monday Night Football. They're a great team, especially in primetime. The Saints are a great team at home in the primetime lights. Drew Brees is going to light it up against the Houston Texans defense, which is not that – which their secondary is really not that good. Their strength is in their defensive line. But wait, Jadeveon Clowney's gone. That's going to hurt them a little bit. I think this game will be pretty close, but I think at the end, Saints just do what it takes to pull it out. I say Saints 30-20. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the final game of the week.
Finally.
I will be right back. I need my coin. Just my coin flip.
Game.
I'll be right back.
Broncos, Oakland Raiders. 10-10 at Oakland. Denver Broncos are – actually, no, it's an even – this is also an even spread.
Okay. I'm not flipping this. I'm not going to flip this time. I'm not going to use my coin.
This is an even spread game.
I'm not going to flip anything at this point. I'm just going to go with whoever I think is going to win. Practically. What was that?
Go ahead first. I'm going to say my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, you know, the thing about the Denver Broncos is that I've never really cared as much about them. because they've had some decent outings sometimes, but the only time that they really
Okay.
the only times that the Denver Broncos really reached such true strides was simply because of their quarterback star Peyton Manning. They got him to the Super Bowl, lost in the Denver massacre, and then they got to a Super Bowl and Peyton Manning retired, one of the best of all time.
God bless football.
Yes, great speech.
Amen.
And now the Denver Broncos were stuck with Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler, Case Keenum,
Whoa.
and many others like him. And now they're
Brock
stuck.
Osweiler.
Yeah, Brock October, right?
Brocktober, baby. That's right.
But the one thing that has question marks on everyone's heads when coming into this game is one person and one person only. And I'm not talking about the Gruden Grinders.
John Gruden.
John Gruden.
No, it's Joe Flacco. That's the big question mark.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm not gonna. Okay, fine. I'm
just fucking with you.
Okay, fine. I won't rant. You know, I'm not gonna do like a Jerome 2-hour-long rant.
No. I'm just saying, Flacco.
No, thank you. By the way,
No, I mean, I've said it before. I've said it before on multiple videos, and I'm not going to repeat it a second time. The thing is that he's probably the most unjustly reviled quarterback in the NFL, and ESPN will continue to desecrate the guy for having, not the best year, even though he was injured halfway through the year in the bye week. And he still could have gotten to the playoffs, but guess what? The defense let him down at the end. He didn't even have his good fair share of wide receivers also. You have Michael Crabtree and John Brown and Willie Speed, but you know what? At the end of the day, he had his fair share. But you know what? At the end of the day, he does have his fair share of games, and he can find a way to prove that he's got he can prove that he has what it takes to play in the game of football. The only reason why I'm saying, the only reason why I'm ranting about this is because I want him to succeed. I don't want him to be I don't want him to get tarnished, even despite the fact that he won a Super Bowl. For my Baltimore Ravens, is one of the greatest football memories I've ever had.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
And the Mile High Miracle is the best game I've ever seen. Period. End of story. I just want them to succeed. I've seen preseason footage, and I'm very impressed by the Broncos so far. Defense is pretty good. Emmanuel Sanders looks stellar. Philip Lindsay doing pretty good. The one thing that really has me skeptical is how they need to do good in the red zone. They need to do good within the red zone area, because the last time they haven't scored as much touchdowns in the red zone for the preseason. That is. Hopefully that can apply better within this game. But they are playing in the black hole against the Gruden Grinders, which that team has a whole lot of drama in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
The Gruden Grinders did have its fair share of, wins back in the day when the Gruden Grinder himself, John Gruden, did have a Super Bowl winning team, and then he just didn't anymore. And now he had one of the worst ranked teams in the NFL. And now they got Antonio Brown and Vontaze Burfict.
Two of the biggest divas in the NFC North last year.
Yeah, let's go find some Gruden Grinders that can not only play okay, but they can not only just play fairly good, but can not only get suspended, but can get tons of fines just for being a bitch about something.
Oh, shoot. And they got Richie Incognito there, too.
Yes. That's
good old Richie.
That's going to be some huge problems in the locker room. But for the most part, I can see the Broncos, Joe Flacco, and Vic Fangio, who's starting off as the Denver head coach since he was a defensive coordinator. Sorry, you guys are yawning.
No, it's not your fault.
But for me personally, it's just gut instinct. I'm going for the Broncos. And yeah, I do have a Joe Flacco bias, but so what?
It's okay, as you should. He won you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna root for the guy. It doesn't matter.
Right on.
Right on.
Lucas?
I got lots to say with this game.
Antonio Brown.
We got rid of
Maybe. Here we go.
Antonio Brown. God, he has been such a total diva. It's so bad, and I love it at the same time. Antonio Brown, thank God we got rid of you, dude. You ruined your legacy here in Pittsburgh. Have fun being a team cancer in Oakland, especially about now how you decide now to choose a helmet that you like, and also how you call it your own team on Instagram about getting fined for not showing up.
On Instagram.
Bravo.
He called out
Bravo.
the Raiders team, quoting a letter from Mike Mayock, and just all the other crazy crap that's gone on this year. I cannot wait for the Oakland Raiders to be one of the worst teams in this league this year. They are going to be so bad. And Derek Carr is going to fight with Antonio Brown. I have a feeling that's going to happen at some point.
No, but they went to each other's house and they liked each other when they first saw
And
each
yet-
other.
And yet Ben and Antonio Brown said that Ben was never his friend. But many times Antonio Brown has been called out for his bullshit.
Yeah.
I want the Broncos to win so badly this game. I just want the Denver Broncos to just completely whoop Antonio Brown's ass. Chris Harris Jr. I just cannot wait for the Broncos just go in and whoop their ass. Joe Flacco, I hope he freaking torches this Raiders defense because their defense is going to be pretty bad this year. With Vontaze Burfict trying to get some injuries going, he's going to try to be the character he always is. The Broncos, I think, are just a little bit better, are a lot better team. The defense, I will say this: Bradley Chubb and Von Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Enough said. That is going to be a phenomenal, two part of their defensive line.
Plus, they have Vic Fangio, which makes it even better.
Vic Fangio is going to make the Broncos a lot better. Unlike Vance Joseph, who doesn't utilize things properly, you have Vic Fangio, who's going to make the Broncos defense great, and the Broncos are going to have a stellar defense, completely shut down the Raiders' offense. Give me the Denver Broncos to win. My final score, I'm going to say it's a little close, but I think the Broncos will get 23-17. Denver Broncos.
Oh, my.
Oh my.
All right,
Yeah.
my turn. Next game on the list. Sorry. Hold on one second. Here's my coin. I'm going to do my coin flip this week. Oh, yeah. Heads will be Raiders. Tails will be Broncos. Here we go. The Raiders.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. 30. Actually, I'm going to go
You're going against
24-23.
Huh.
Okay. All right, I can see that.
Raiders.
Yeah.
So that's week one.
Yeah.
One, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have any comments or any of your predictions, let us know in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so very much for joining us tonight. This was a great opener to week one. We'll be back next week for week two. So with that being said, guys, what do you guys have to say? Your final words?
Well, I really hope that our defense does something this week.
Something.
They're not going to do shit, but I hope we do at least something.
Are you
This is going to be
Are you going to the game?
no,
Okay.
no, I'm not. I'm actually going to go to a Ravens bar just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Kyle are going to a Ravens bar just to troll everybody.
Yeah. Just
I'm
go
gonna wear my Dolphin shirt that says "This team makes me drink."
Nice.
So they'll be like, "Okay, we'll let you slide."
well, yeah. But I
You're
think
not-
Dolphins
yeah.
fans are kind of considerate.
True. I think we're going to do the same thing that the Browns have been doing and the Philadelphia 76ers are doing, and that's trust the process.
What's the process?
Trust the process, baby.
The Fitzpatrick process.
No, Flores and Greer. They got a plan going. We got a shit ton of draft picks next year, the next couple of years actually, and we have 120 some odd $1 million in cap room. So we're gonna do some big things, boy. I'm telling you, we got some big plans coming down South Florida. So hopefully, that's right. So that's all I got to say. I'll see you guys next week. Next up on the list, we have.
Thank you guys all for watching, for joining us. This was a great year. Let's go.
A great year.
Here we go. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week for week 2. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Have a great night.
Goodbye, Lucas. Goodbye, Alex.
Bye.